I speak to about 150, maybe 200 diabetics every single month. And with this, I've been picking up some common patterns about what the roadblocks are, what they struggle with, why some people get stuck. And most recently, I was speaking to a few guys about building muscle and about training. And I remember this story. This dad, he's in his late 30s. He was sharing with me that he also got chronic kidney disease as a result of his diabetes and obesity. And before COVID, he was training, he was in the gym religiously. But after COVID, because of the economy's turmoil, he started working more. And when he started working more to provide for his family, his health took a dip. And with that, he stopped training. And his doctors told him that he could no longer eat protein or too much protein. And he started to lose muscle mass. So in this video, I want to share with you how exactly I gained 12 pounds of muscle and how I help my clients gain muscle with short home workouts that allow them to honor their temple, do it with their wife, do it with their kids, do it as some alone time, and to build a sustainable routine so that you get results without feeling like the gym is now a full-time job. Most of these guys are getting results with training 45 minutes to an hour per week, whereas some people will tell you to train 3 to 5 hours per week. So just a little bit about me. When COVID hit, I actually did the complete opposite. I didn't sacrifice my training. I doubled down on it. I had this little home gym set up, and this was still when I was living with my father and my brother. And in that home gym, we had these rusted barbells and we had these like tiny little flat chairs. And I would line up these flat chairs and I would bench press. And my dad was very kind. He set up a built-in pull-up bar with resistance bands. And we had this little home gym. And I would go in there, I would put on gardening gloves to protect my hands. And I would lift these like rusty weights and I would like play some alternative rock and like some rap and like loud music, right? And that was kind of the routine. But now you might be thinking, Ben, that's cool and all that you have this routine, but how do I build muscle? I feel like I'm struggling. When I eat protein, my blood sugar spikes. What can I do? So this is exactly what we're going to talk about. So the first thing that I want you to focus on is compound movements. And for the guys that work with me, what we do is kettlebell training. And I want you to focus on building your legs as much as you can. We know that your legs are the biggest muscle group on the body. And if we can focus on compound movements like squats and lunges that build thick legs, what's going to happen is you're going to build this bank account that just earns interest. And what I mean by that is you're going to have these juicy tree trunk legs that are just going to soak up any blood sugar that sits in your body. So you're going to notice after about 2 weeks of squatting, let's say 3 days a week, or after 4 weeks of squatting 3 days per week, you're going to notice that that morning blood sugar and after eating meals, it's not going to be as high as it once was, because you're now in a position where you're building passive income in terms of tree trunk legs. And I know this sounds ridiculous, but so many diabetics out there are spending 45 minutes on the treadmill and they say they don't have the time, or they're doing these 30-minute evening walks that their doctors tell them to do, and they're not building leg muscle, which is the greatest thing that you can do. And in this video, you're probably going to see me at the gym squatting and doing some like Bulgarian split squats. And keep in mind that these are things that I do at the gym. But if you are busy and you're like a dad and you've got a million things to do, maybe you work 2 jobs at once, these are things you can do from home. All it takes is 15 minutes. And that's like the biggest thing that I've been seeing with the guys that I speak to that holds them back, is just the devil infects their mind. They sit there and they have all of these excuses. And I've got to ask like 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 questions to actually figure out what the real problem is. They tell me things like, oh, I got a new doctor. I don't like my new doctor. Oh, my doctor put me on heart medication, so now I can't train. Or I'm now on liver medication, so now I can't eat protein and I lose muscle. Or, oh, I've got kids, I don't have time. Or, oh, I've after COVID, I just got so busy. I've spoken to maybe like, geez, I've spoken to hundreds of diabetics, and the most common excuse I hear is COVID. They say, yeah, COVID was like 4 or 5 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago. Surely God has given you enough time to actually start making a change instead of, keeping it as a stronghold, keeping it as an excuse. And that's what I want to propose here. I want to propose, what if there were an easier way? And that easier way is what I call God's plan for your health, which is holy health. And if you want to get some free guides and you want to learn about the natural supplements I take, how I eat, how I fast, how I pray, and how my guys are getting incredible results. They're losing 2 to 3 pounds of body fat per week and packing on lean muscle by training 45 minutes to an hour per week. If you want to learn, you can sign up and join my free newsletter. I send out maybe a 1 minute email every like 3 days. It's a short read. So if you go into the description of this video, you can sign up for that newsletter. And that's kind of what I want you to take away from this video is, let's keep it super simple. If you get blood sugar spikes, if you get hypoglycemia after eating your favorite foods or after breaking a fast, or you wake up with heavy blood sugar, I want you to just build a routine where 2 to 3 days per week, you do a squat or a leg workout and you focus purely on building your legs, especially if you are over 250 pounds. If you are over 250 pounds, you need to take care of your legs and your knees. The last thing that I want is you losing the ability to walk and to be active and to be social. I don't want you, skipping work or skipping the church or skipping a beach day with your family or, God forbid. Take care of your knees, please. And if you need to start with body weight, start with body weight. I've dealt with guys who are close to 400 pounds, and what they do, and listen, because these are guys that take action. They use a chair and they hold onto this chair and they use it as for support while they squat. Or some guys will just sit back in the chair, stand up, and then sit back into the chair. So they're using it as a platform. And building leg muscle is going to be the greatest thing you can do for yourself for the long term. I know that there's all these jokes online of like, oh, never skip leg day, or, leg day is like brutal. And it can be. But come on, you're much stronger than that, man. You're much stronger than that. You're not some weak college kid who his only goal is to be lean and aesthetic and drink alcohol and hook up with chicks. Your goals are way bigger than that. So fight as if your goals are bigger than that, because I know that they are, especially if you've made it this far in the video. I know you were serious about this. So that's my action step, is like, get a pen and pad right now. And let's say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you commit to doing, let's keep it simple. You do 3 sets of 10 to 15 squats. And I want you to do that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. As you begin leveling up and seeing results, you can obviously add weight, or you can add sets. So instead of 3 sets, you do 5 sets, or you can add reps. So instead of 10 reps, you do 15 reps. And I want you to start out with that. And if you're noticing that you're procrastinating or not taking action, you need to write down why this is important to you. Why is it important that you build muscle? Why is it important that you lose fat? Why is it important that you inspire your wife and your kids to show them that you're a man of your word? Why is it important to you to have stronger legs and to be able to move and to have freedom in your body? Reflect on those things. And if you want to watch my video on why exactly I believe a lot of guys are stuck when it comes to losing body fat, I've got a video here that talks about some brutally honest advice that I've been giving to diabetic dads out there. So this video covers like some of the most brutal advice that I would give on creating a vision for your life. And you're not going to take action on any information unless you understand this first.